Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Marco Polo 2. Let's check it out. Since this game plays very similar to the first Marco Polo, I'm going to be kind of quick. First off, of course, you'll start with all your houses here, your die here. You'll start off with a blue contract, 7 coin, and 3 camels. Of course, all of these come with bigger meeples in it that count for 3 if you start to run out. The black die go here. You'll shuffle cards put here. Brown space means only 1 die can be on them. You'll shuffle 2 more cards, put them down here. You will put out contracts. I didn't put out contracts, but you'll put up contracts in those places. That's one of the big differences. That's where you'll be getting contracts. You have to go to one of those cities to get a contract. And then from there on out, you have to use this icon here. You place any die here, 1 or above, very simple, and you get 3 coins, and you can pick up to some of these contracts wherever you have a city in there. And you can only hold 2 contracts at one time, of course. Once you complete a contract, you pay its resources and you get its rewards. A new thing here is Jade. Jade is something that can help you upgrade certain items if you want to get more of something, or Jade can also count as 1 coin or 1 camel. It doubles as that. Jade is also around the board on how you travel now. Now, other things that haven't changed, you'll be putting out these door cards above the arches of all these that you see, the big ones, the big cities there. The first person there will get this and then it'll go away. So for instance, this one's $5. And the smaller little rectangular squares there, you'll be putting some of these in there. And of course, if they have a house there, every round, that's what the exclamation point means. They'll be getting, in this case, 1 camel, 3 coin, or 5 coin. One of the big differences here is this spot over here. If you see, you have to put 2 dice, and the lower of that die, whether it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, will get you some sort of token to get you a passageway across certain rivers. If you see, the number 1 is really nothing. But if you pay all these resources, you can upgrade it, and every turn you'll get a +1 on these. Now this is set collection. You want to have a spot in every city, and once you get all the cities, the higher you go, the more victory points you get. This will give you a +1 shield just to add on, so that's really nice. You automatically will get that, and then every round going forward you'll get 5 coins. These other ones will give you various things. They'll tell you that at the bottom every round you get certain things. But most importantly, if you look at the icons here, that is the only way you can travel through water. Water is kind of a shortcut in the game. You can get to every city, but you have to go the long way, or you can shortcut across water. You can't shortcut unless you have one of those 3 seals, or all of them. And of course, there are in-game bonus points that will let you get extra shields in the game. In fact, they look like this. You'll hand out, I believe it's 3 to each player, and they'll choose 1. Of course, it gives you certain objectives. Hey, you get 1 of these shields, you get a +1 shield. Or if you get 2 of these seals, you get 5 or 7 points. And so on and so forth. They're all a little bit different, but you'll pick one of them and then discard the rest at the beginning of the game. Now, as for the cards, they're pretty easy to tell, but you can look at the instructions there. Put 1 die and only 1 die there because that's brown. And for however many die you put here, like if it's 3 pips, you can do this 3 times. So exchange a camel and a jade for 3 victory points. And again, you can do as many times as the number on the die there. Or this one over here, which you put whatever number on the die and you get ×2 coin, whatever number that is. So different ways to get different things in the game. Of course, you have to have cities in there to activate those little areas. Now the game works the same. You'll roll the die, and of course anyone under a 15 or less will get their choice of 1 camel or 1 coin. After that, you'll just take turns stacking die. You can't place the same die on 1 blue spot unless it's this infinity marker here that gives you either 3 coins, 2 camels, or 1 jade, your choice. I should mention when you're getting those seals, you do get some bonus jade depending on what seal you get. You can only get 1 seal, 1 of each seal for the game. You can't get 2 of the same. There is a first player token here, it only switches if someone travels big, laying 3 dice here, and of course the lowest value of those 3 dice will determine how many spaces they can move, and of course they do have to pay the cost, and the costs are very big here. This is Jade. Jade in the game comes in handy when you're placing either a 1 or higher, 3 or higher, or 5 or higher here. When you place some die here, you can also choose, instead of getting this, pay a Jade and get the bottom one, and these are just so much better than the top reward, as you can tell. Now every round you'll be switching these out with more of these, and as you see, the Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3 are on each one of these, so you'll shuffle them into these 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3, and they'll go 1, 2, and 3. So every round you'll switch them up, and these will be different depending on how much Jade they want to pay. Of course, I should mention that your player begins in Beijing, and you have another player pawn there. You do have a third player pawn. That is for someone who has a special bonus character. One other thing I should mention, you'll be shuffling these character cards, giving out 2. Everyone's going to pick 1 and then return the other one to the box. Once you finish all these tile piles, that represents the end of the game. Of course, you'll add up your contracts. Whoever had the most contracts gets 8 victory points. Second place gets 4 victory points. And of course, any of your resources besides camels, every 2 resources get you 1 victory point, and every 10 coins get you 1 victory point. And of course, you want to add up any of those victory points that you may have gotten at the end, do your set collection here, and whoever has the most points wins. Final thoughts. What do I think about Marco Polo 2, The Wrath of Khan? I'm just kidding. Anyway, this is very, very similar to Marco Polo. I don't know why they made this. This game isn't bad. Plays very similar to Marco Polo, which is a great game. One of my favorite games. So when I saw they had a 2, I was like, yeah. They had Jade. They had the little, extra tokens to get across rivers. I was like, yeah, all right. And it's really not that different. In fact, they said you can play the game with the expansions from the first one. But I was like, why would you? And you guys haven't reprinted the expansions. At least in this video, they haven't. Now, should you get Marco Polo 2? I have no idea. I have no idea. If you had to choose, it's basically the same game, just a few different aspects. I don't know. I kind of like the first one, maybe better, but we played this one a couple times. I didn't combine it with the other expansions because it just didn't feel like it would match up. And I don't know, but I like Marco Polo 2. I'd play it again. I just don't know if you need Marco Polo 2. This is really weird. It's a great game, but I don't know if you need it, especially if you have Marco Polo 1, which is in print. So like I said, they didn't make it all that different, but the stuff they put in it is good enough. Like the Jade is really neat too, but I don't know. I'm torn. I like the game, but I can't recommend it if you already have Marco Polo. If you don't have Marco Polo, should you get the first one or this one? I don't know. Should you get both? I don't know. It's completely up to you. I mean, I'm keeping it in my collection because I love Marco Polo, and it's almost like Marco Polo 2.0 in a way. I don't know. Anyway, very confusing if I can recommend it or not. I'm keeping it, so there you go. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now, but until next time, you know what to do. Game on!